Hello everyone, I am the Halfwit Brit and this is Manor Lords, and here we are in Middleton, and as you can see just in the distance the windmills are working hard there in Mintingham trying to process those crops, and I'll come to that in a second. And just something I want to kind of point out, because it was mentioned to me that I talked about some of the upcoming features that are coming to the game, but I didn't mention when, and that's simply because there was no ETA unfortunately, which is a little bit frustrating for everyone, myself included, but it was something to talk about, so I thought I should bring it, you know, forward to those that may or may not have missed it. It's just kind of my take on things. Anyway, so just going over to Mintingham, just have a quick look here. So I've left quite a few fields fallow. So in the last one, we left all these fallow for the sheep because I'm having a bit of a sheep apocalypse. I'm going to just try and build my sheep up and see kind of how we get on. But there's quite a few fields here that I've purposefully left fallow because when we look up here, we have 322 wheat, which will be turned into grain, and we have almost 700 grain there, but barely any flour. So I wanted to clear through some of that, so I've taken some of my farmers and put them into the windmills. Now, hopefully, with 3 families in each, we should make a kind of a bit of an impact on that. At least that is my sort of thoughts, and we've got, you know, enough food for a year, so we're fine here. And I think Middleton's probably got the least amount of food at 9 months. We have got the orchards in here as well now, and if we come over to Saltburn, I think fuel was the issue here, but I realised that my woodcutter's lodge wasn't actually cutting any wood. Duh. And the same over here, as you can see, 2 months, and I think we have 2 families in here currently. I'm going to put a third one in because we can, but similar issue, they chopped all the trees there. I hadn't given the sort of extra stuff. But just let me just make sure that I'm not still trading my firewood. I think commodities, I always lose it. Crafting materials, it can't be a crafting material. It is. And there we go, and that's why. So the desired surplus of 100 isn't enough, basically. That's kind of the point we're at. So let me set that to 150 and just see if that is enough. I mean, 2 months is fine currently, but if 150 is not, we'll bump that up a little bit more. Obviously, the more population we have, that will be an issue. And while we're over here, we finally have our butchers, which is making sausages. Obviously, we're doing the salt, so that's something that I have to bear in mind, that we do need the deep mining here at some point. But we got 12 sausages, 86 meat. The rich animals over here, we do have 2 hunters on there, but still not enough. But let's have a look at that point. Now, obviously, deep mining. I also want advanced skinning because it doubles the amount of meat. But it's kind of one of those sort of catch-22s. Now, I need firewood, so going this route first probably makes a bit of sense, but then twice the amount of meat. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's going to be sort of the last point, realistically. Let me just double check how much salt's in here. Oh, okay. Don't shoot me. We'll go for twice the amount of meat. What do we need to get the next point? Oh, there you go. Only 3 more level 2 burgage plots. But in order to kind of keep those people happy, we need the better church. And we also need some ale. Now, we don't have any ale over here. How many tiles does this cost? 10. Right, okay. So how much will it cost me to actually buy those in? Let's have a quick look at that before we do anything else. And I'm just completely losing it. So this should be under construction. It's a major trade. So it's going to cost me 80 off the bat. I've done it. Oh, that's expensive. Okay, imports. We can take it from, yeah, anybody who's willing to sell it. We need 10. And yes, I'm being a little bit lazy there. Let me turn that market stall off. We don't want that happening. Do we? Oh, see, yeah, that's not good. But yeah, okay. Going forward for the upgrades, I think to be fair, there's no rich resource or clay on the map, and even if there was, I think because it's sort of based on the ground, it makes no difference anyway. Once it's run out as far as I can tell. So rich or otherwise doesn't really help. So at some point we're going to have to start buying it in. I could just buy the clay, I suppose. That being said, one trading post that I can, I suppose, buy it in and then barter station it or sell it on myself, you know, whatever, isn't it? We'll figure things out. And as for diddly squat, how are we looking over here? 9 months of fuel, 11 of food. I don't know how these guys are getting on. We have a few fallow fields here. To be fair, considering I left them a little bit late to do this stuff, they have done a bloody good job. Are you completely full? You are? Damn. I'm actually impressed. I really... I didn't think that... Oh, there we go. There's always one field. And that one they've not managed to do either. But they've done a really good job. And you can see there's only 8 farmers currently. Or 8 families of farmers. So not bad at all. But that's going to leave us probably with a metric ton of rye. So we got, sorry, barley. So 317 barley. And then that's 131 malt. So that was the issue. We needed a level 2. Which we have here now, which, with the few pennies that we have, that's also meaning that we're kind of really short of people. Do we have grain? We probably do. 19 grain and 0 flour. Yeah, are we still processing any of that? We are, so we could potentially make some bread over here as well. And once they've finished, we'll move some people around a little bit. And yeah, people have moved in here too. Oh my goodness, we really need to... do some things over here, but it's okay. We're going to produce lots of ale. I'm tempted just to trade ale with their next door neighbor here because they're so close. We'll barter sausages for ale. I mean, that just sounds like a fantastic kind of opportunity there. That being said, I think ale and sausages do go well together, so I think, yeah, everyone's going to be happy. You know what, just while we think about that, I am actually going to go with the pack station. So realistically, coming from there to there, we could do with a little road across here, couldn't we? We could do that. I think we got the trade post there. I was tempted to build it a little bit closer, but I think, I mean, it is realistically pretty close. The ale is going to be stored here. The sausages are going to be stored here somewhere. No, I think kind of we'll do something like that. It's close, but it's not like super close, and it's not too far either. I think that will work quite nicely. There we are. Excuse me. That should work quite nicely for us. Let's see if we can hook that up there. So it doesn't actually build a road as such. It just kind of weirdly cuts the grass a little bit. Unassigned families needed for construction work in Diddly Squat. Well, we knew this. We're now in December, so any farmers out in the fields, technically, we speed it up a little bit. Yeah, they've stopped. Okay, there's always one. They have stopped sowing seed, which means we can drop this down to one family is probably enough for the time being, which has given us quite a few people. So we'll put one family in each of those, just to, albeit there's nothing in there yet, but they can start processing that stuff for us. That leaves us three families there. Use my words correctly. We're doing okay for everything else over here. Perfect. Yeah, I think ale for sausages is an absolute bargain. I mean, you can't complain at that. How are we doing for firewood? Yeah, it's catching up a little bit now. Oh, here comes the snow. And we under crafting materials for some bizarre reason. Yeah, so even at 129, so 150 is probably about right for us. And sausages are 18, so we got, yeah, these guys are not actually working as quick as I'd like them to. We've got transporting and crafting, so they're not doing too bad. My other option here would be to add another family into the next door, and that could speed things up. So I'm not an overall fan of doing that because I know technically you lose 2 families to that because it's an artisan, but it sort of works. We got a lot of meat. Oh, it's good. Is this the one I invested the point? Yes, I did. There we go. Well, let's get another hunter in here and sort of see the roads a little bit better now as well. So we'll drop you in there. We'll hook you up and hook you up. Perfect. We'll get that underway. Have we had the harvest season for the apples yet? It looks like we have, to be fair. How are we doing? Is there any stored in here currently? We have 32. Excellent. What are we looking at up? First the food. Wow, we got a lot of honey. That is starting to build up. Apples we got, wow, plenty of those. And we got a little bit of everything over here, with the exception of ale. So we have some options here. We could, I mean, we're kind of poor. So we could sell some apples to buy in some ale. So what we're doing over here, again, yeah, we're a little bit poor here as well. So trading post wise, I do believe we've got full trade for ale with a 50 desired surplus. That's not too bad. Apples, we could, I could full trade them. I'm more tempted to import them currently. So let's say, give me 50 of those. We don't want to buy them externally. The ale is, yep, so we can do that. That'll work nicely. And clicked on all the wrong buttons. So that, we could even bring some more honey in as well, couldn't we? Not that we've got the cash to do it. There's a few things we could do here. In fact, I'm going to go through quickly and just do a few of these different things. And make ourselves a little bit of cash. Because we do, as you can see, have lots of stock of certain things. And it's just a waste of time. But while I think about it, let me just double check. These guys are actually importing ale. They are. There we go. So they should technically be able to get some. Do we have enough people working in here? We could give them another family. There we go. Hopefully that will help. Right, there we go. We are still poor, as you can see, but I've told them to sell a few things. And I just realized that, oh, we have a little bit of a save going on there. And my joiner's workshop, I think it was currently not doing anything. The blacksmith, we don't particularly need doing anything right now. I think it's the metal parts or something like that. Which one's it under? 192 iron parts. Yeah, we don't need that. We've got plenty of crossbows and things. So that's all good. How are we getting on over here quickly? Now we are a little bit poor over here, so it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, we can't afford currently a mule, but they can still do this without a mule. So we're going to put those on. In fact, we don't need one on both ways, do we? But we will do it either way. So we're going to send from here. We're going to send ale, and we're going to receive sausages wherever they may be, right at the very end. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Maybe they can afford, yeah, see, they can afford a mule. There we go. This could potentially be overkill, but we'll we'll see how it goes. So ale for, no, let's try that again. It's sausages for ale. Sausages for ale. And once they've got a reasonable amount on both sides, I'll turn this off, and then we can look at things like trading, I suppose, just to keep that working for us. Diddly squat, where are they looking from a level up? So they need another level 2, which we could do. Doesn't necessarily need to have a back garden extension. We don't need to turn them into an artisan. So we could just potentially upgrade like so, and that will give us a point over here. What we will invest that in? Well, I know we want irrigation again, so we could. We're going more for ale over here, aren't we, than bread. I mean, there's nothing stopping us, I suppose, but irrigation is something we want. So we're going to have apples in, is that 3 of our regions? So that's pretty good going. However, I'm in the mood for being a bit of a pest. So I think, just looking, we have fish down here. I think we might go for this region, although we got rich animals down there, so rich stone. Rich animals here too. Rich iron deposit. You know, I might go for yeah, I could never pronounce that one. But I think we're going to stake a claim if we can. Yes, we have the influence. Yeah, we're going to stake a claim on here just for a little bit. Oh, there's the gauntlet. Where's the battlefield going to be? Exactly where we're standing. Perfect. I don't know what they're going to throw at me, but let's get some things ready. So we have our archers, we have a retinue there. Let's have a quick nosy here. Looking at the terrain. So we'll get you over there. We'll get you over there too. We just got to bear in mind, they will try and sneak around me. We know this. They've done it so many times. In fact, to be fair, I think we'll probably be fine. because it's relatively flat. Oh, there we go. There's a level up, and we also have these chaps coming in here. We have got a few of our retinue a little bit further behind than I'd like, but don't know how many they'll send. Oh. So is that 2 retinue or light infantry? Light infantry, archers. One of the, that's the retinue at the back, isn't it? I think brigands. Oh, there we go. 1 retinue. Has he got no? Oh, 1 squadron of archers. Interesting. Okay, let's get these chaps set up. We'll put you like so. We'll probably set them to missile alert. And we'll sort of put those next. Same again, missile alert. We'll see what comes our way. Right back. Just to get that off my screen. There we go. Now, the only pickle I might have got myself in here is because I've misjudged how quickly these retinue are going to get here, but sort of it is what it is. So we'll get you there. You guys can be shoot at will. We'll do the same here. We'll say we'll just have to be a little bit careful here. We have a crossbow militia, which we'll sort of squeeze in the middle here. We'll leave them on stand your ground. Perfect. And what I do want to do is take out his archers as quickly as possible. So, and we'll put those at shoot at will as well. We'll probably be fine, to be fair, even though the other chaps are going to take a little bit longer. So we have the other archers coming in here as well. We'll just give them a nice line there as well. And that may slow them down a tiny bit. It looks like they're trying to sneak around that way. We do have a squad coming in, but I don't think they're going to arrive in time, so we'll send those ones. Alright, let's see. Are we ready? Yeah, we're getting close enough almost to take on his first squadron there. And oh my goodness, are you guys slow or what? We could ask you to run, but they'll probably be knackered by the time they get here. Let's do it. Just to make sure they're at least part of the battle. Right, here we go. And no, I might actually move these chaps just a tiny bit closer. Are these archer militia, crossbow militia? We'll put you guys kind of in a double row here, I think. This is the ones that I'm more concerned about here. Let me move these archers across as well. I don't want to block their view. That's one thing I've got to be mindful of. Right, I can see what's going on there. So you can go here. You can go on missile alert. You two can be stand your ground. And you, we will just put there for a second. And the rest of them that are here, that are all kind of all over the place, if we get them to fire, hopefully, they should weaken these pretty quickly. Lots of arrows coming in on them. Just got to keep an eye basically when it has the eye like that one there where they can't see them. So our next best option is probably to shoot at the retinue. As long as the rest can see. Those archers are almost in range here. So we'll put them on missile alert for the moment. Right, there's a few of these can't see anything, so you can see them still. So we'll ask you guys, no, you, to shoot that retinue there. Yeah, and we'll probably get these. Well, in fact, they can shoot for the moment, but we'll probably get them to attack those. You can stop running so you're not completely dead by the time you get here. And you're already too fatigued to run. Perfect. So we'll ask those two to push forward, I guess. And we'll send them up against the archers. We'll get you against them and you against them. What's going on here? So these can't currently see anything. Don't know the best place to send them. We'll see what happens. Oh, there goes his retinue. Oh, so it looks to be, at the moment, we've lost a couple of retinue here. Can you actually see those chaps? No. What about you? You can't either. Wonderful. Actually, we'll send them over there and we'll tell those to push forward. I'll put a little bit of pressure on those. There we go, they're broken as well. So now if we grab all of our archers and tell them to shoot those, this will probably end pretty quickly for them. Once all these arrows come flying in. Oh my goodness. I would not want to be standing here. I'm glad this is not in VR, to be fair. As you can see, we have, yeah, the retinue are coming in as well. They are getting absolutely annihilated. There we go. Does that mean? So what did we actually lose there? We think it looks like we lost 4 retinue. I take that as a win. I'm quite happy with that. Just while those retinue and the other troops, I think it is just retinue now, find their way home, we'll just have a quick look at what we was looking at the beginning with regards to flowers. So we got 66 in there, 35. So they are working their way through that. What are we looking at currently? We still have a fair amount of barley, to be fair. So 190 flour, 791 grain. They've got some serious work to do, and we're in January already. Oh my, yeah, well hopefully we do manage to clear through some of that stuff. I think we got a development point as well. We did for diddly squat. So, pretty much farming over here, isn't it? So, I mean, we got bakeries, we could, I suppose. But obviously, I want to try irrigation. It's just something I've not had before. And based on all the droughts, that's the direction we need to go. So, we'll obviously get orchards as well now, which is pretty useful. We are quite poor over here. We do need to consider some trade. We could tax, I suppose, but they're not really got much money as it is. So I mean, there is that. What if I put like a 2% tax or something? At what point did I? Yeah, let's go for 5%. Let's start bringing in a little bit of cash. We do need to upgrade the church over here. Obviously, you can see they're asking for ale. Ale will happen pretty soon, actually, so that's not a problem. I think, are we having an issue with, is it variety? Berries, sausages, and meat. Yeah, we are a little bit of an issue with variety. We could, because we will have the ability to bake some bread, won't we? So maybe it makes a little bit of sense. I might just think, where's the granaries here? I might just thinking what's best. Do you know what? I might just drop it in here, and I'll give them the ability to have a market stall as well. That will probably do us quite nicely. We got another save coming there. Oh, yeah, I think we have. There we go. The windmill's done the work there. We have got quite a bit. How are we doing for wheat? That's fine. Grain, 2 more. So that's, yeah, that's not too bad. That should keep them going quite nicely. I don't want this area to be too big. Now, obviously, fields do take a lot of labor, which obviously means more people. But as long as we're producing a decent amount of ale over here, I'm not too fussed. It means 129 malt there, which is twice that much in ale once it's kind of dealt with. So I'll probably do this quite, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. My brain's gone. There is a word for it, but my kind of gain a lot through as little as much effort as possible. But now my brain's gone. I can't think what it is. And there's my retinue for diddly squat. You're back, and currywurst is almost here. How are we getting on with this butcher shop? How are we looking over here? Yeah, we're not producing quite enough sausages. We did put an extra family in there. Did they move in? They did. We got two members of each family there, or 1 member of each family crafting. So maybe we need another butchers at some point. Maybe, do we do it now? We do have some spare people. Yeah, I think it'd probably make a little bit of sense. We'll turn the market stall off for them as well. And we're doing okay for firewood too. Excellent. Just looking at Middleton's financial situation here as well. 52. We are taxing over here. I'm sure we are. We should be getting some money from that. Yeah, 10%. I don't really want to go much higher than that. The thing is, I think, are we buying in? I know we're buying in bread, so we're importing bread. So there is that. We're importing some apples, which potentially we won't need to do in the long run. We'll probably put that on the, what's it called, full trade, once we start producing enough. Maybe we're just not got enough. Yeah, we've probably got enough of the various things to trade, and I can't buy any more roots because I don't have the money. Full trade for ale. We probably want to export that, actually. That'll probably make a little bit more sense. And that should probably make us a tiny bit more cash as well. And looking at everything else, yeah, it's probably bread that's costing us the money. Let's have, and we've only got the 2 trading posts, and they're not currently full, so I don't know if that's having an impact on how all this is working. Probably could do with more trading posts. If we have a quick look at trade, so let's have a look at imports first in the last 30 days. Interesting. Okay. So bread has been the most expensive. So it's not a lot actually, and export wise. Yeah, we're not doing much of anything. That's really interesting. I don't understand quite why not much more else is happening. It could just be, yeah, we've not got enough people in there. Okay, that's something for me to consider. If I need to get more people in, we shall do it, but I'm just going to be mindful of that food. So I don't want to go overboard, but I'd like to see something like what we've got over here. What have they got? Yeah, almost 2,000 coin. Although they do have a bit more of a robust sort of trading thing going on here. He sees a lot of things going through here. That one's seemingly doing no. Wait a minute, have I got market stalls? Eesh. There we go. That's probably why. We probably need to sort of invest in the trading posts a little bit more. Could have some over one of the other sides as well. Yeah, probably is what the issue is there. And there we go, the communal oven is ready. I was just looking at something else actually. We're going to need other types of clothing. And I was sort of loathed to go too crazy with the farming, but if we look, we do have some flax fertility over here, so it probably makes sense, even if it's just one field. So we've got this little spot here, it's not going to affect the animals. We've got a bigger patch over here, and a smaller one down here, and even there's quite a bit over there. I'm thinking maybe if we just encapsulate this field here as best as possible. Something like, because it's at this point, yeah, it's not quite big enough, is it? Let's try something like that. Oh, man. Do I put a road around it? Maybe. I have an idea. Let's do something like this. Just so I can see where it kind of is. And then if we go with a road, because now obviously it should let me get a little bit more of it if we do it this way. Let's see. Let's see how close I was. I'm hoping I was a little bit closer. Oh, we need to... I was going to say, damn. I didn't miss it there. That's not too bad. I can live with that. What's that? 0.7. Yeah. Now, I'm going to leave that fallow, but I will get it planted up. Actually, I could get it planted up pretty quickly if I think about it. We might even get some... Yeah, do you know what? It's not the right time of the year yet, but if we get enough growth on it, we'll get at least a little bit, and we can kind of appease some of this stuff. Now, we can trade in. We are poor. There is that to remember. Can we afford the pack horse yet? Nope. And we could do with upgrading a few more to level 2 as well, but then we need the upgrade for the church, which again is going to be tiles, isn't it? Yep, and stone. Now, do we have access to clay here as well? We have a lot of stone, so something we could sell. Oh no, that's iron. It's a tiny bit of clay again. Oh, clay is going to be the bane of my life, isn't it? Right, what are we short of? Is it just stone? Probably should have traded for that as well. Well, what stone do we have? 160. Ah, do you know what? I'm just going to put, because they're close to each other, if I put down here a... Oh, I thought it was one and the same thing. Well, wait a minute. Clay... Oh, clay is a actual... Okay, so if I'm getting clay and stone mixed up. I think earlier on I was saying about the fact that if it was a rich resource, you couldn't do anything with it, but it's only stone that seems to apply to. So, yeah, I didn't read the tooltips there or pay attention to what I'm doing. Something to that effect anyway. I'm just going to keep making excuses. So we'll get that in ready to go. And we'll also turn off that because we don't want to actually bring any more in. We've got 2 of those. Now, are we building upon our sausages? I'm looking under the wrong thing completely. Slowly but surely we get... Oh, well, there they go. So that must have been a hitching post or a pack station thing. Let's have a quick look. Returning home. Did you have anything? What have you got here? You are from Curry Burst. It doesn't say. You are coming home. I guess with nothing. It depends how much beer we had available, but there we go. Transporting sausages. Perfect. That's where they disappeared to. And how do we have... How much do we have even of ale? 30. Yeah. They're going to do some kind of trade there, which will kind of help some of this situation here. Not so much the ale. We may need another malt house potentially. How are we doing for firewood? Yeah, okay, things are working fine. No need to panic. So it looks like the sausages have arrived. We've also got some bread, some berries, some meat. So that should start to cheer some of these people up. Obviously, that's not going to last forever. We still have a bit of a cry out for ale. Oh, wait a minute. Do I not have a tavern? Oh, dear. I think that could be the ups. Big ups. Oh, dear me. Why did I not do that? There literally isn't one here, is there? I'm not going mad. Nope, there isn't. Okay. Not paying attention. I always like to put them near the church, but I think I'm going to be producing it here. Yeah, I feel like we'll just have it here. We might have some trade routes. We've also got the manor down there for the retinue, so it feels like a relatively good position. Albeit, we are running out of people, so aside from any possible extensions that we can have on some of these burgage plots, which it doesn't look like we have, hopefully this here... Yeah, I don't want to mess with the windmill. It's probably a little bit too close. There's a little bit of space on this corner here, so we could possibly get away with at least... Not enough goods. Are we out of wood? Wait a minute. Pack station, forester's hut, woodcutter's lodge, logging camp. Okay. We're doing for firewood. Fuel 10 months. So let's stop you for a second. We'll get someone in there and we'll assign an ox to it as well. Perfect. See, all these little things you kind of forget because there's so many. You're setting up a town every time, and albeit there's subtle differences, the same sort of issues will always crop up, like needing different clothing, needing an upgraded church. Just kind of sort of keeping on top of everything. And what's going on here? Are we kind of early harvesting? What an... Oh boy. Oh boy. You know what would be really, really nice? If you're listening, Greg, that when you do this, it has some symbol underneath it to warn you that you're going to early harvest. So just at a glance... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe there is. Oh, no, it's crop. There's one there for crop rotation, but not one for early harvest. See, I've got it on quite a few of these. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, that would be just a nice little feature. Just so you could quickly look, because people like me are going to make stupid mistakes. That wouldn't surprise me if I've got a few over here. Wait a minute, are we in the right area? We are. I'm getting so confused as to where I am now. We've got such a sprawl, basically. And obviously, we've just took another region as well. Wait, we've got Ikenhow and Nusselo left, so we're not too far off kind of sort of finishing that. We could, if I really wanted to. I don't really know how much he'll throw at me on the last one, but I could probably right now take Ikenhow or Nusselo if I really wanted to. And I kind of do in a sense because, you know, why not? And what's your problem here? No free oxen. Okay. Well, we can sort that out. There we go. Dits, off you go. You can go and sort that problem out for us. But I'm actually quite happy with where we got up to today because I kind of want to rush forward, but at the same time I don't want to rush forward because I don't know when that bloody patch is coming. And yeah, so it's kind of a, you know, you kind of feel like you're backed up in stuck between a rock and a hard place, or whatever the expression is. If I go too quick, I'm going to finish the series before the patch comes, or you know, the converse of that is that I'll still be doing it when the patch drops. However, I do have my eye on some other games as well, so either way, I will find something for myself to do. And I'm contemplating doing a stream as well. I'll probably multi-stream between Twitch and YouTube, possibly in the next week. I am sort of, I've been thinking about it probably for on and off for about 6 months, so I just think I need to bite the bullet and get on with it. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave this episode right here. Thank you for watching, and take care.